There goes our channels. 14 out of 15. I'm assuming VK is the one that is not broadcasting, which I'm fine with because 77. Whoa, long time no see. Pittsburgh Steelers avatar. You thought I forgot? How's it going, buddy? I remember you, Pittsburgh Steelers avatar, dude. Remember that shit? I was like, I always wondered what that was. Is that like Pittsburgh Steelers, bro? You're like, no, man, I couldn't see it. So anyway, let's get right into this. I'm gonna just refresh the chat. Hello, Hal. I've been good, bro. Come to my show, man. Why don't you turn notifications? I apologize for that. I have no idea why my internet just cut out, guys, but it did. It cut out on me. I was in the middle of doing this. Hey, you're back. Because good. We'll start over again. What's up, buddy? All right, so let's do this. Here we go. Cool. So Enoch, what's up, buddy? We had 7 viewers, and now we've got 6. Okay, so maybe all 7 people will show up again. So I'm so sorry, dude. I lost the show, and all the notifications went out. Now the notifications did not go again. So everyone got a link to the wrong show, and they're going to click on the link, and they won't find me. So my internet cut out on me, man. I kind of feel bad. It's going to ruin everything now for the show. No one's going to find me. Okay, 7 people are back. Okay, cool. Maybe we can get 3 more people to show up. Oh, there's a deer in the backyard. You guys want to see it? I don't know if it's too bright outside, but let me adjust the brightness here. I gotta say, man, I think I figured out the camera, man. Look how green it is out there. You guys see that grass out there now? I'm so glad I can finally show you the yard. Nature, right? N-A-Y, nature. I know, right? I need to bring out my second camera and have one on the deer and have one on me. I can do that. Give me a second. I can do it. I've got a camera in my laptop I can be using. Just, bear with me here. Okay. And let me just apply all of these settings. And now bring up a second camera. We can do that. Deer can be right there. And I can be right there. What do you guys think? Not bad, huh? Not bad. We got it all, man. We got it all. Now the tripod's here because, of course, that's the camera that's on the deer. Okay. So let's get you guys on there. I'm just gonna tighten this camera up. Oh wait. Oh. Oh well. You know what? It's okay. I don't know why I'm freaking out. It doesn't have to be screwed on there. It works fine like that. And you guys have a really good view of that deer. That's a pregnant doe right there. That's a pregnant doe. She's huge. Mother. And she's like, what? There's a pregnant doe in the backyard. Yes. Yeah, she's huge. Yeah, she's a baby soon. Yeah, look at her. Look how fat she is. Look at her legs. Her legs are all bowing out. Oh my God. No, yeah, she's pregnant. She's pregnant. But she's all alone. No, she's fine. He's probably out in the woods. Like that she's all alone. Usually when they get like that, the male will hang back in the woods. Yeah, but where's all the ladies? Where are all of her friends? I don't know. I don't like her to be all alone. Not nice. That is a fat deer. Look at that belly. She's with child. Hey, Kiro, how's it going? You love my mom? I know she's great. On Mother's Day. Isn't that great? So, smoky time, smoky time. Time for the smoky time, double smoky time. And kafefe. Smoky time and kafefe. Okay, you guys want to hear about CNN, what they lied about? Their narrative? Check it out, man. All right, check this out. You guys see what I have highlighted there? What it says is the U.S. and its allies are taking, it says, to discuss further actions the U.S. and its allies are taking to punish Russia for its, here it is, unprovoked invasion of Ukraine. Now, this is what I'd like to ask my audience. This is a report from CNN. This is not an opinion piece, okay? This is the second paragraph of a front page news article. And I'm going to read to you the sentence, and I'm going to ask you a question as soon as I ask you, okay? As soon as I read this to you. Listen. President Joe Biden and the leaders of the G7 met virtually with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky on Sunday to discuss further actions the U.S. and its allies are taking to punish Russia for its unprovoked invasion of Ukraine. The word unprovoked. Now, does anyone in my chat have a problem with the word unprovoked? And if so, why would you have a problem with the word unprovoked? Go. I'll wait. So I don't have to explain it. I want somebody in my audience to explain why that is a lie. Why is the word unprovoked a lie? Were you watching this morning's show? would be my next question to you guys, because if you're watching this morning show and paying attention and you learned anything from it, then you'll know the answer to this. Because we studied a little bit of history between Ukraine and Russia, didn't we, this morning, folks? Who was here? Do you feed the deer? No, they're just eating grass. Billy Bond, great question. Just eating grass. That deer is still there. Fattening yourself up, man. Checking to see if I'm still live, because not a single person has responded in the chat yet. Nothing. Okay. Why don't you give me a 1 in the chat if you have no idea what this word unprovoked is referring to? Give me a 1 in the chat if you don't understand what I mean when I say that word makes that whole sentence a lie. Give me a 1 in the chat if you don't understand, and I'll explain it to you. The deer is still out there. And the deer is now gone. Off camera. Am I still live, guys? I'm just going to move the camera back. Wonder how long before the Ministry of Truth will be used to silence any and all political opponents. The end is near. Thank you. We're going to have to start this over again, so it's okay. I know I kind of lost a lot of you. So let's try it again, okay? So just here, let me get the brightness back up on this camera. Give me a second here. Okay. All right. Is that good? We're zoomed in up there. I hope you guys are cool with that. I'll just be like right there. We'll use both cameras. Hey, James. Hey, Doc Holland Daisy. Okay, so I'll start over, okay? We're going to start over, and I want you guys to listen to me and pay attention, okay? Try to listen to what I'm saying. Let me unzoom the camera too. Hold on. It's all zoomed in. Oops. Zoom it out. There we go. Okay. All right. You're on Twitter? That's fine. That's fine. So we'll start over, and you guys pay attention and see if you can answer the question I'm going to ask. Okay. So this morning we did a show. We talked about Donbass region in Russia and in Ukraine, ethnic Russians being slaughtered since 2014 over a period of the last 8 years, constant shelling, people being burned alive, tortured. The Ministry of Magic didn't really do much to silence Voldemort, Night Noob, so I wouldn't worry about political opponents. Right, so we talked about that this morning. CNN printed an article right here. It's on CNN.com, and it says they're saying the America is sanctioning Russia. Right, in the second paragraph, it says this. President Joe Biden and the leaders of the G7 met virtually with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky on Sunday to discuss further actions the U.S. and its allies are taking to punish Russia for its unprovoked invasion of Ukraine. And I'm just asking if anybody in the audience, anyone in the chat that was watching this morning, preferably, James is like, one, I have no idea what you're talking about. That's cool. All right. Well, if someone in the audience doesn't get it, James, I'll explain it to all of you. I want to ask you, why is the word unprovoked a lie? After what you learned about Donbass and Ukraine and the shelling of the ethnic Russians, why would the Russian invasion of Ukraine not be unprovoked? Why is that a lie? Factually, provably a lie. Why is it factually, provably a lie? They could not speak Russian. Doc Hollandaise, I have no idea why you just made that comment. It makes no sense to what we're talking about. They couldn't speak Russian. What? Ukraine gave up their nuclear arms in exchange. Missed that Russia would never invade. Or that Russia would never invade. Yeah, well, you know, that didn't work out very good, did it? I'll have to watch this morning's show. I don't think Ukraine ever had nukes, dude. So once again, this guy comes in here, Night Noob. I'm just going to go ahead and block you because you're coming in under multiple names and you keep saying the same thing, and it's a lie. It's not true. And you've got nothing to back up what you said. We already talked about that. You know, it doesn't, by any stretch, explain why we're having a proxy war with Russia, okay? And this does explain it. So, you know, you're blocked. You'll have to watch this morning show later. You don't have to watch it. It's pretty disturbing, actually, and I don't recommend that you do watch it. You know, it's pretty disturbing to see what happened to the people of Donbass region, and it's all documented. It's horrible. There's video of it on that. And like I said, it's horrible to have to watch it. You just take my word for it when I tell you Ukraine attacked ethnic Russians who were speaking Russian, okay? The Ukrainians attacked them because they were Russian since 2014. They shelled their homes and they killed 14,000 people. You know, you say that number and it's like no one ever says anything about it. 14,000 Russians were murdered in the Ukraine up until 2022. From 2014 to 2022, they've been killing Russians. Now, if you were the president of the United States, and let's say Mexico, just pick a neighboring country, was murdering Americans there, do you think that after about 8 years of that, president of the United States would have had enough of it and would possibly do something about it? I'm not here to justify war, ever. I'm just here to tell you the truth, so you guys know what's going on. And the truth is, 14,000 people, Russians, were murdered in the Ukraine. Horribly. For no reason at all. Unprovoked. You want to know what was unprovoked? The murder of the 14,000 ethnic Russians. You can go watch the video if you don't believe me from this morning, and you can see the women and the children who were suffering during that shelling. Okay? And you can understand, babies' heads were blown off. You know, people were set on fire and they were beaten to death because they spoke Russian. And like I said, we already got into that this morning. There's no need for me to get all worked up and start screaming and yelling about it now, and I'm not going to do it. All I'm telling you is, now, do you understand why this word unprovoked is a straight out and out lie that's being presented to you by CNN as factual, not as opinion? I'll scroll to the top of the screen. It says CNN Politics. There's no opinion disclaimer anywhere on that page. It doesn't say CNN opinion. And if you're going to misrepresent facts and say that Vladimir Putin moved into Ukraine unprovoked, then you need to put the word opinion at the top of that page, because that is provably false. And there's 14,000 dead people that back up everything that I just said. Mother's Day tacos, two-way. Happy Mother's Day, moms out there. Big Mark, thank you, buddy. So that's all. I just wanted you to guys. I wanted you guys to understand. Bye. Thank you. I wanted you guys to understand why you're being lied to. And you're being lied to because they want to promote all the people who pay for the news, and those are the giant, Raytheon, the big war companies that pay all this money for the news and they pay into politics. They want the war to continue. That is why this narrative exists. That is why reporters from CNN will literally lie to you. And my mom and I just had this discussion. And you know what? She understands whether or not you support Russia in this or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is that when they report something like this, they don't use a word like unprovoked. They say, on the tail end of 14,000 ethnic Russians being murdered, Vladimir Putin finally, after 8 years of that, moved into Ukraine. They don't say that, though, but they should say that. And whether or not that's Vladimir Putin's overall motivation for doing what he did, it's not up to me, but it's definitely not up for the news to edit out information that is pertinent to what's going on over there. And that is exactly what they're doing. And if you want to get the real news on this sort of thing, I highly recommend you watch Jackson Hinkle and Lee Camp on YouTube. Follow them on Twitter, on their Twitter accounts, same names, Jackson Hinkle, Lee Camp. Follow them and learn, maybe every single thing that Lee Camp and Jackson Hinkle say might not be 100% accurate all the time. But, this kind of narrative from a company like CNN, it deserves an alternative news source to call them out on their bullshit. Give those guys a chance, please. And because these guys, they tried so hard to start an online website where they were going to have people pay for news. And it failed, luckily. But they are moving into our territory now. And as they move into our territory, people like Lee Camp, people like Jackson Hinkle, they've already been erased. That's why you need to support those two guys especially. Their channels are being taken down for no other reason except that it disagrees with the word unprovoked. And unprovoked is the entire lie. And, that might be my opinion, but at least there's facts to back up what may very well be his motivations for moving into that country. Russia and Ukraine have been at it since 2014. Well, Ukraine was killing ethnic Russians. I don't know how many ethnic Ukrainians Russia was killing at that time. I never heard about all those bodies piling up. Let me know. Let me know end is near. Let me know Russia and Ukraine have been at it, Let me know. From what I saw, it was an attack on the part of Ukrainians against Russians. That's what I saw. That's not at it. That's Ukrainians attacking Russians in Ukraine. That's what that is. That's not Russia and Ukraine being at it. It's funny the way you chose to word that is what I'm saying. You almost sound like you're preaching narrative from CNN right now. You know what I'm saying? The way you said that? Let's smoke a bong rip on this clean bong for Mother's Day. Cheers, mothers. Cheers, everybody. Well, I'm so glad that we discussed that. I felt like that was the narrative, the lie that you're being spun. It's just important that you know where it's coming from, why it's coming to you, And it's important to see how your neighbors and your friends and your social media contacts are responding to it. Amazing how many people put up those blue and yellow flags. Amazing. If only they had known about the 50 Russians that were burned to death in a building, and then the ones that tried to escape were beaten to death outside the building, back in 2014. I don't think they'd be so quick to fly those blue and yellow flags, Once you find out it's not that it is a provoked war. And once you learn about NATO and what NATO has been doing, that's a whole other level, guys. We didn't even touch that. All we talked about was what a group of Ukrainians did to a group of Russians, and then the Ukrainian government stepped in and allowed it to continue, and then America funded the shelling of the Donbass region. We were giving them arms. We were giving them money, and they were murdering Russians, and we were okay with that. Think about that. You think that we didn't know that they were doing that? You don't think that American intelligence knew what was going on in that region and that it was a conscious effort for the CIA to prevent mainstream media from reporting on it? In February and March 2014, Russia invaded and subsequently annexed the Crimean Peninsula from Ukraine. Ooh, that's terrible. I didn't know that. Invaded and annexed the Crimean. So how did that transpire? Mm. So they were at war. Russia and Ukraine have been at war. In the aftermath of the Revolution of Dignity, I'm learning history here. The Revolution of Dignity, also known as the Maidan Revolution, took place in Ukraine in February 2014 at the end of the Euromaidan protests, when deadly clashes between protesters and the security forces in the Ukrainian capital, Kiev, culminated in the ousting of elected President Viktor Yanukovych and the overthrow of the Ukrainian government. In November 2013, a wave of large-scale protests known as Euromaidan erupted in response to President Yankovich's sudden decision not to sign a political association and free trade agreement with the European Union. We got deer, dude. We got deer for days, son. We got one laying down. Check it out. Oh, that's why it wasn't going through. Oh, there we go. That makes sense. There you go. Oh, hold on 1 second on the brightness there, and you're going to have some deer. Some beautiful deer to look at while we sit here and get high together, guys. What do you guys think? Pretty cool, pretty cool. Oops. Pretty cool. What do you guys think? Pretty cool? All right. A wave of large-scale protests, erupted in 2013. Sudden decision not to sign political association and free trade agreement with the EU, instead choosing closer ties to Russia and the Eurasian Economic Union. Well, that sounds like a good thing, you know? In February of that year, Verkhovna Rada, Ukrainian parliament, had overwhelmingly approved of finalizing the agreement with the EU. Russia had put pressure on Ukraine to reject it. These protests continued for months, and their scope widened with calls for the resignation of Yankovic and the Azarov government. Protesters opposed what they saw as widespread government corruption and abuse of power, the influence of oligarchs, police brutality, and violation of human rights in Ukraine. Repressive anti-protest laws fueled further anger. A large barricaded protest camp occupied Independence Square in central Kiev throughout the Maidan uprising. So that's what started everything. Russia didn't just take land. They were responding to this. So it's really interesting how everybody wants to phrase things. Nobody wants to just research it and tell you what it really was. And I don't mind doing it right here on the show. I just pulled up the wiki. Look, check it out yourselves. Revolution of Dignity. Go check it out. So in January and February of 2014, clashes in Kiev between protesters and Berkut special riot police resulted in the deaths of 108 protesters and 13 police officers, and the wounding of many others. The first protesters were killed in fierce clashes with police in Shurovsky Street on the 19th through the 22nd of January. Following this, protesters occupied government buildings throughout the country. The deadliest clashes were on the 18th and 20th of February, which saw the most severe violence in Ukraine since it regained independence. Thousands of protesters advanced towards parliament led by activists with shields and helmets and were fired on by police snipers. On 21st of February, an agreement between Yankovic and the leaders of the parliamentary opposition was signed that called for the formation of an interim unity government, constitutional reforms, and early elections. The following day, police withdrew from central Kiev, which came under effective control of the protesters. Yankovic fled the city and then the country. That day, the Ukrainian parliament voted to remove Yankovic from office in a vote of 328 to 0. (72.8% of the parliament's 450 members). Yankovic said that this vote was illegal and possibly coerced. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it to me, man. It sounds like they got everybody on that one, and asked Russia for help. Russia considered the overthrow of Yankovic to be an illegal coup and did not recognize the interim government. Widespread protests, both for and against the revolution, occurred in eastern and southern Ukraine, where Yankovic previously received strong support. Now, I believe America funded that coup in 2014 in Ukraine. Correct me if I'm wrong. So we had our hands in this from the very beginning, you know. And when I say we, I mean, you know, me and my tax dollars that go to this country. You know, this is how they spend my money. Ain't it great? Ain't it grand? My, what a large dog you have. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you're looking at the deer. That's funny. Right. See how many of those you can do. Let me know if you can do one. It's my own exercise I've come up with. I call them crunchadoodles. It's a crunchadoodle. I just made that up. You guys are seeing live deer in my backyard that I'm literally looking right at. There's a male and a female right there. There was a deer that was laying down. We had a pregnant doe that was in the yard before. Oh, she's up on she's by the waterfall. So she's on that screen. She's way over right here. She's right on the other side of this bench, man. She's right there. You guys might see her head if she sticks it up again. That is a not even a yearling right there, Mom. The little one, the little baby. Let me see if I can get you guys a better view. I don't know where to move you all to. I guess I could go further this way. Here. Yeah, here. Check this out. So if Ukraine had joined with the EU, the European Union, it would have meant that it would have cost Russia a lot of money in trade. So they were totally against them joining the EU and moving their business over, right? That's how this all started. So the one government comes in and says, we're going to join the EU, and Russia was against that. And then when this other government came in, they decided to not join with the EU. So the EU offered 838 million in loans, and Russia offered 15 billion in loans, as well as cheaper gas prices. In addition, the EU demanded major changes to Ukraine's regulations and laws, but Russia did not stipulate regulatory or legal adjustment of such nature or scale. Russia also applied economic pressure on Ukraine and launched a propaganda campaign against the EU deal. Yankovich was widely disliked in Ukraine's west, but had some support in the east, whereas native Russian is much more spoken and in the south. The rallies were initially peaceful, but became violent in January 2014 after Parliament, dominated by Yankovich's supporters, passed laws intended to repress the protests. Sound familiar? Jesus Christ. That's what the Republicans want to do. That's what Donald Trump wants to do. He wants to subvert protesters, right? The very same thing that happened in EU with the protests getting violent, that could happen here in the United States. It's like a looking glass into what's possible, with the government. So the deer just went down into the creek, and they could either be walking through the creek or they may have gone up the other side. But they have exited the property. The deer have now exited the property. The deer have exited the property. But I'm still here, just drinking some coffee, talking. We're talking about stuff. We talked about history. We learned history. BJ Butts. Am I still being an asshole? You know, I thought we were buddies, bro. I don't know why you would come in here with that kind of attitude. You know, actually, by you coming in and saying that, that makes you an asshole to everybody in here. Oh, just joking around. Okay, fucker. I'm like, what the fuck did I say to this guy? Dude, what have I ever done to this guy, fucker? Try me. Try me. You'll never get one by me. You'll have to try me, and then you'll make sure that I will not fry me. Another side of bacon, cause I'm quaking, and I'm here to assert my. I don't know, something. I'm gonna just hit this little tiny bit. Cheers. Good to the last puff. Big Jim, Frankie Five, Via, Ice Mania. Well, you're the fuck guy at my job, according to my manager. I'm the fuck guy. Your manager says I'm the fuck guy. Doesn't say I'm the fuck you guy. He says I'm the fuck guy. Or she says. He says, she says. He sells, she sells, she sells parecito. What? Nobody's even doing tongue twisters anymore, pal. What are you even not doing? Nobody's even not doing them. You gotta take the escalator to the mezzanine, chump, change, and it's on. Super bon, super bon, super bon. Too fat, you must cut lean. You gotta take the escalator to the mezzanine, chump. Change, and it's on. Super bon, super bon, super bon, super bon, super bon, super bon, super bon. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Get me started, man. Don't listen to the puck guy in the kitchen. I'm just like, fuck you. If I stole somebody else's way to fly up, bow, 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 bow. If I rose up, bow, with the avenue behind me, bow, 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 bow. Something unseen, bow, bow, some kind of verb, bow, bow. A hand is motioning, bow, 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 bow. To rise, to rise, to rise. Bow, 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 bow. Too fat, you must cut lean. You gotta take the escalator to the mezzanine. Chump, change, and it's on. Super bon, super bon, super bon. God, I haven't rapped that one out in a while. That's my song, bro. That's my song. That's the song that motivates me to cut weight. You must cut lean. You know what I'm saying, son? You gotta get mean, you gotta cut lean, you gotta get on the floor and do some push-ups. You know what I'm seeing? All right. Cheers, guys. Barbara Walters soft focus. Mom, do you know what Barbara Walters soft focus is?
Barbara Walters, what, honey?
Soft focus.
Soft focus?
Yeah, soft focus.
Focus?
Yeah, soft focus. When Barbara Walters used to do interviews, she would ask the camera people to slightly blur the camera to make her face look smoother. Soft focus.
Yeah.
It's a Barbara Walters. I'm Barbara Walters.
No, Barbara Wawa.
Barbara Wawa. I'm Barbara Wawa. If I stole somebody else's wave to fly up, if I rose up with the avenue behind me, okay, now let's switch cameras here. Too fat, you must cut lean. You gotta take the escalator to the mezzanine jump. Change in its own. Super bon, super bon, super bon. Too fat, you must cut lean. You gotta take the escalator to the mezzanine jump. Change in its own. Super bon, super bon. Super bon, super bon. Super bon, super bon. Super bon, super bon. Super bon. How the heck are you? Yo, Joseph Storm, how's it going? You guys hear that music? No? Oh, me neither. Sometimes I just dance. So Russia and Ukraine have been, doing business for a long time. And when certain governments threatened Russia that they were going to take their business away and go do it with the European Union, Russia reacted. It's really interesting. There was a lot of violence going on in Ukraine. There was a lot of violence going on in Ukraine. It was out of control. It's crazy. I didn't know about any of that shit. We just learned about a whole bunch of shit. You can go wiki that shit, man. Check it out. Hey, man. Find my show on Facebook. Dude, somebody liked this. They didn't retweet it, but they liked it. Who was the like? Daphne Hollandaise. Daphne Hollandaise. Daphne Hollandaise. I'm retweeting it. Thank you, Daphne. You're the only one that liked that. You didn't retweet it, though. I don't know why you don't retweet. I don't know why you guys don't retweet. You guys can retweet. Feel free to hit the retweet button, too. Retweet them. It's so important. Josh says YouTube needs a competitor. Josh, YouTube needs a competitor. There's a whole bunch of competitors to YouTube, bro. Twitter is gonna probably look at YouTube and start the same type of a setup where your channel is set up more like YouTube, like a YouTube channel. Wouldn't surprise me for podcasters and people that want to put up video content. Elon's talking about making it the best social media platform. Well, if it's going to be the best social media platform, it should offer every service that every other social media platform offers, whether it's 15-second, clips, like you get on TikTok, Instagram photographs, or 1-minute clips, or live streaming that both of those services offer, and not have restrictions like these other companies do. Like you have to have 1,000 subscribers on TikTok before you can do a live stream. That's not cool. That's not cool. And it's not conducive for people who want to live stream. And it's not right. You know, it's, you know, something like Twitter wants to offer a service like this. There shouldn't be restrictions on, like when someone like the Hollandaisies want to go live because they've been watching podcasters for a long time, they pretty much know what they're going to do. Well, they got to get 1,000 subscribers before they can even put up content. How are they supposed to get subscribers if they're not allowed to put up content? Think about how stupid that is. You know, at least YouTube used to let you start from 0. It didn't matter. You could go live with no subscribers. As far as I know, you know, that might not be true because I had so many subscribers when I finally did start live streaming. So I don't know. Maybe there was a limit. Maybe one of you guys could tell me. Maybe you guys have a channel and you can't live stream on YouTube. Does one of you have yeah, Doc Hollandaise, do you have a YouTube channel that you can live stream from with like just a few subscribers? You guys let me know in the chat. Don't let me lose you guys in the chat, man. I'm watching the chat and it's been stuck on this for 4 minutes. Happy 420. It's 420. Cheers. Happy 420. Psst, psst, psst. Anybody down with the 420? What? Psst, son? 420. That's the one. We're going to smoke 420. What? What? Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. 420. What? What? Psst. Nobody's not even not dancing to 420 anymore, bro. What are you even not doing? You're not doing it. Are you not doing it again, Val? You don't do YouTube? Why not, James? You don't like YouTube anymore? Whoop whoop in the house, freaking oracle, freaking oracle, freaking oracle. Make a spectacle and watch the freaking oracle. You can't ignore the freaking oracle. You can't ignore the freaking oracle. I get hysterical and watch the oracle. And I look outside and I see an owl. And it goes, ooh, ooh, watch the freaking oracle. Ooh, ooh, watch the freaking oracle. Watch the freaking oracle. Ooh, ooh. I gotta get the owl who right. I forgot the password. It's been that long. Oh, just make a new. Just when you try to log in, bro. This is so easy to do, bro. Just try to log in, and it'll say, "Did you look on the page?" It'll say, "Did you forget your password, man?" And just say, "Yeah, man." And just say, "Yeah, you forgot your password." And it'll send you an email, and you can reset your password. Why, hey, yo, Nay, why do you always take those big buds out first before you take the little buds out from the bottom and smoke the little buds? So I can save the big buds for if I'm smoking with my friends. And I want to show them a nice big bud. That's why. Save those for last. If Ice comes over, well, he's seen them before, but one of my friends from here. Yeah. Like Adam, Billy. He can't handle shit like this. Well, he thinks he can. But I give him a dab, and he's like, gives me a dab, and I'm like home sleeping. I'm like incapacitated. He says he's incapacitated after he does a dab. And I'm like, you need to smoke this cannabis. Where's the gravity bong at? Bro, I've got a triple stage 5150 Creek bong. It's a 13-year-old time capsule in my hand. Are you kidding me? I'm going to smoke to that right now. Cheers, chill vibes. You really don't care for YouTube. You're just tired of doing that stuff. Huh. All right. Me personally, I got nothing better to do. You know, I jump through all these fucking social media hoops all the time. What else am I gonna do? But I guess I rely on social media more than you do because you know I'm broadcasting every day, 3 times a day, and you're probably not. So you know, I get it. What else is going on, man? I don't have any amplification or wall up or any equipment with me here. I've got chill vibes in my house in California. I've got this thing, it's called an SGX 2000. It's got a pedal board with it with 2 pedals, 2 expression pedals. And you can program them to be wah wah or whammy or whatever. And then I've got a just a regular wah wah. It's just a classic wah wah. The company's called I've also got a small wah wah, square one. It's like a foot pedal. You know, it's like a foot pedal size. But it's a whammy or wah wah. I forgot what that thing was called. That thing was pretty cool. Crybaby. Yeah, that's what it was, a crybaby. I've got a crybaby. It's in my living room. Yeah. Now you make me want to play guitar. But I can't. I got this list of all these songs, man. Got 2 minutes of freedom in the kitchen. There's songs on here that some of you might not have ever heard me play before, you know. No, you pretty much heard me play every single song on this list. Well, I've never been to Spain. Let's do that one. I love that one. Got to see what the key is. Well, I've never been to Spain, but I kinda like the music. Say the ladies are insane there, and they sure know how to use it. They don't abuse it, they never gonna lose it. I can't refuse it. Well, I've never been to England, but I've been to people. So I'm headed for Las Vegas. We've made it out to Can't you feel it? It feels so good. It feels so good. No, I've never been there. Did you ever tell me I really don't No, I've never been to Spain. I got sailing in the so long as you care. Take it easy. Ooh, yeah. No, I've never been there. But I get you. Where did you be? I was born. That's some pretty shred-dicular stuff. Why is it all in here? Ah, there we go. Ha ha ha. keys that time. guys. I'll just see you around. I'm presenting this play guitar. That's what I'm doing. I'm pretending I can play guitar. Bring in the cowbell. I need more cowbell. I gotta feel the cowbell. Somewhere close to that. Almost got up there. Somewhere right around there now, I always got some shit. Because now I'm going to learn how to play the guitar solo. It's just like some more slow thing right there. I don't know what it does. It does something slow. Then it goes back into it. And then it goes. Oh yeah, figuring that shit out, son. Very fast. Very fast. We'll figure all the notes at the time it becomes the most important time to find the notes. The grass is always greener outside, where the true green has taken hold. The true green has taken hold of the grass, which is greener outside. Listen, guys, my hour's up. I hope you guys enjoyed the night. What did I do here? An hour and a half. There you go. I love you guys. I hope you guys had fun. You guys take care. I'm going to refresh the chat here real quick. Yeah, I know. I haven't even been buying gas, man. You know? Have fun. You guys take care. I love y'all. Bye now. Wait. Oh, my channel's still cool, dude. Oh, my channel's still cool, man. Let me just say, my channels are all still running. Up and running here. I just want to check and see my channels are up and running here. Looking for the main one. Looks like it's live still. Looks like it's live, baby. Is it live? Yes, it is. That's very good to see. The main channel is still up and running. The main channel is still up and running.